Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is a 2018 fantasy film directed by David Yates and written by J.K. Rowling. The sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, it is the second installment in the Fantastic Beasts film series and the 10th overall in the Wizarding World franchise. It features an ensemble cast including Eddie Redmayne, Katherine Waterston, Dan Fogler, Alison Sudol, Ezra Miller, Zoe Kravitz, Callum Turner, Claudia Kim, William Nady Lamb, Kevin Guthrie, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp. Set in 1927, it follows Newt Scamander and Albus Dumbledore as they attempt to take down the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald while facing new threats in a more divided wizarding world. A second Fantastic Beasts film was announced in October 2014, and Rowling confirmed in July 2016 that she had completed the script. Depp was cast in November 2016, causing some controversy due to domestic violence allegations made against him. Law signed on in April 2017. Principal photography began in July 2017 at Warner Bros. Studios, Leavesden, in England. Filming also took place in London, Switzerland, and Paris, and wrapped in December 2017. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald premiered in Paris on November 8, 2018, and was released theatrically in the United Kingdom and United States on November 16, 2018, by Warner Bros. Pictures. It grossed $654.9 million worldwide, making it the 10th highest grossing film of 2018. It became the lowest grossing installment of the Wizarding World franchise upon release, which it remained until the release of its sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, in 2022. It received generally mixed reviews from critics, as it was viewed to have been filled with too many characters and overburdened with sequel-dependent details. At the 72nd British Academy Film Awards, the film was nominated for Best Production Design and Best Special Visual Effects. For the sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, was released in April 2022. 5. Plot. In 1927, as the Magical Congress of the United States of America, MACUSA, is transferring the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald to Europe to stand trial, Grindelwald escapes. 3 months later in London, Newt Scamander requests the Ministry of Magic lift his international travel ban. While there, he runs into former Hogwarts classmate Leta Lestrange, the fiancée of his brother, Theseus. The Ministry will grant Newt's request if he agrees to help Theseus locate Credence Barebone, who is in Paris. Newt declines after learning he must work with ruthless bounty hunter Gunnar Grimson. Albus Dumbledore, revealed to have indirectly but intentionally sent Newt to New York, also asks Newt to find Credence, believing Credence is Leta's long-lost half-brother, Corvus Lestrange V. Newt is visited by his American friends Queenie Goldstein and Jacob Kowalski, a non-magical person. Jacob has regained his memories that were erased the previous year. Newt learns that Queenie's sister Tina Goldstein mistakenly believed Newt and Leta were engaged and began seeing someone else. Newt realizes that Queenie enchanted Jacob and came to London to circumvent the marriage ban between wizards and non-magical people. After Newt lifts the enchantment, Jacob refuses to marry Queenie, fearing the consequences she would face. Upset, Queenie leaves to find Tina, who is searching for Credence in Paris. Newt and Jacob follow soon after, using a porte-clés, a magical transport method, to get around Newt's ban on international travel. In Paris, Credence escapes the Circus Arcanus with captive performer Nagini, a woman cursed to transform into a snake permanently. Searching for Credence's birth mother, they locate half-elf servant Ermitugard, who brought him to America for adoption. Grimson, secretly a Grindelwald follower, kills Irma before she reveals who sent her. Tina meets Yusuf Kama, who is also hunting Credence. Newt and Jacob trail Yusuf to Tina, finding her being held hostage. Yusuf also imprisons them, explaining he made an unbreakable vow to kill Corvus Lestrange V, who he believes is Credence. Meanwhile, a distraught Queenie is brought to Grindelwald. Knowing Queenie's abilities, he allows her to leave while manipulating her into joining him through her desire to marry Jacob. Newt and Tina escape from Yusuf and infiltrate the French Ministry of Magic to search for documents confirming Credence's identity, but Lita and Theseus discover them. Newt and Tina reunite after Newt explains he was never engaged to Lita. They go to the Lestrange family tomb and find Yusuf confronting Credence and Nagini. Yusuf reveals that he is carrying out his father, Mustafa's, request to avenge his mother, Lorena. She was kidnapped by Corvus Lestrange for using the Imperious Curse, and died giving birth to Lita, Yusuf's half-sister. Corvus IV remarried and had Corvus V. He sent Corvus V to America for adoption to keep him safe after discovering Yusuf's revenge plot. Lita reveals that she unintentionally caused Corvus V's death. Sailing to America, Lita, unable to stand her baby brother's constant crying, switched her baby brother with another infant, Credence. The ship eventually sank, and Corvus drowned. The group enters a rally of Grindelwald's followers. Jacob is searching for Queenie, who is among the attendees. Grindelwald displays a vision of a future global war, and rails against laws prohibiting wizards from preventing such a tragedy. As Theseus and the Auror surround the rally, Grindelwald prompts his followers to spread his message across Europe. He conjures a ring of blue fire that kills the retreating Aurors and that only his most loyal followers can safely cross. Queenie and Credence cross the fire despite Jacob's and Nagini's protests, while Lita sacrifices herself to allow others to escape. As Grindelwald and his followers depart, the remaining wizards and the immortal alchemist Nicholas Flamel extinguish the fire. Newt joins the fight against Grindelwald. At Hogwarts, Newt presents Dumbledore with a vial that Newt Sniffler stole from Grindelwald. It contains a blood pact that Grindelwald and Dumbledore made in their youth that prevents them from dueling each other. Dumbledore believes it can be destroyed. At Nurmengard Castle, Grindelwald presents Credence with a wand along with his phoenix, and reveals Credence's possible identity, Aurelius Dumbledore. 6. Cast. Further information, list of Fantastic Beasts cast members and list of Fantastic Beasts characters. Cast of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con. Seated, from left to right, Eddie Redmayne, Claudia Kim, Zoe Kravitz, Callum Turner, Ezra Miller, Alison Sudol, Dan Fogler, Katherine Waterston, and Jude Law. Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, a British Ministry of Magic employee in the Beasts Division of the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures, as well as a self-proclaimed magi zoologist. He played a part in remedying the events of a violent attack on the city of New York in December 1926 involving dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald. He is a confidant of Albus Dumbledore, despite being an outcast from certain circles of British wizarding society due to his checkered past. Joshua Shea portrays a young Newt. 7. Katherine Waterston as Tina Goldstein. A promoted MACUSA, Magical Congress of the United States of America, Auror. She played a role in thwarting Gellert Grindelwald during the Obscurus incident of 1926, for which she and Newt were initially blamed. 8. Dan Fogler as Jacob Kowalski. A Nomage veteran of World War I, owner of a bakery, a friend of Newt's, and the primary love interest to Queenie. It is revealed in the film that swooping evil venom, used to obliviate New York City in the previous film, only erases bad memories, and meeting Newt, Queenie, and Tina and learning of the wonders of magic is not a bad memory for Jacob. As such, he is able to continue engaging with the wizarding world. Alison Sudol as Queenie Goldstein. The beautiful and vivacious younger sister of Tina, who worked alongside her in the Federal Wand Permit Bureau after Tina was demoted. She is a powerful natural legilimens and can read minds. She has fallen in love with Jacob Kowalski, despite American wizarding law forbidding relationships with no-mages. 8. Ezra Miller as Credence Barebone. The disturbed adopted child of Mary Lou Barebone, severely abused and downtrodden. Enraged by people's treatment of him, During the incident of 1926 he set his obscurus parasite loose on the city of New York, causing widespread destruction. He survived in a tiny obscurus fragment and is now sought by several different groups. 8. Zoe Kravitz as Lita Lestrange. An emotionally damaged and confused young woman who still exerts some control over Jude, who was once, and possibly still is, in love with her. Ostracized by her fellow Hogwarts students, she was befriended by a young Jude. She is descended from a historically wealthy pure-blooded family infamous for embracing the dark arts. She is currently engaged to Theseus Scamander, Jude's brother, and works at the British Ministry of Magic as assistant to Torquil Travers, the head of magical law enforcement. 9a. Thea Lamb and Ruby Wolf-Enden portray younger versions of Lita. Callum Turner as Theseus Scamander. Newt Scamander's older brother, who works in the Aura office of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement, fought in World War I, and is described as a war hero. The two brothers share a tentatively warm relationship, slightly marred by their disparate personalities and beliefs. He spent the previous year hunting Grindelwald with a team of British Aurors. Theseus is currently engaged to Lita Lestrange. 9. Claudia Kim as Nagini. The main attraction of a wizarding circus and freak show called Circus Arcanus and a Maledictus, who carries a blood curse that will eventually transform her into a snake permanently. For as long as she can remember, Skender has exploited her transformative powers. Nagini befriends Credence Barebone when he works as a menial worker at the circus. Nagini will eventually become the infamous companion of Lord Voldemort. 8-10. William Nadilam as Yusuf Kama. A French-Senegalese wizard who has spent many years obsessively searching for Credence and has finally tracked him down in Paris at Circus Arcanus. 11-8. Isaac Domingos portrays a young Yusuf. Kevin Guthrie as Abernathy. Tina and Queenie's previous MACUSA supervisor, now a loyal follower of Grindelwald. 11. Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. An extremely influential and powerful wizard in the British wizarding community, known in the British Ministry of Magic and throughout the wider wizarding world for his academic brilliance. Currently a professor of defense against the dark arts 8 at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As a teenager, he and Grindelwald had become closer than brothers. A strong ally of Newt Scamander's, he is called upon to help resist Grindelwald's reign of terror. Toby Rigbo reprises his role from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 as a young Dumbledore. 12. Johnny Depp as Gellert Grindelwald. An infamous, powerful dark wizard who caused mass violence, terror, and chaos around the globe, seeking to lead a new wizarding world order based on his strong belief in wizarding superiority. As teenagers, he and Dumbledore had become lovers. In the film, he escapes from MACUSA in New York and renews his efforts for pure-blood world domination. 8. It was Depp's idea for the character to have heterochromia, as he said he saw Grindelwald as more than one, almost as though he was two people. 13. Jamie Campbell Bower reprises his role from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 as a young Grindelwald. 14-12. Carmen Ejago briefly reprises her role as Serafina Picquery, the president of MACUSA, from the first film. Brontis Jodorowsky portrays Nicholas Flamel, a 14th century, 600-year-old Parisian scribe and alchemist believed to have discovered the Philosopher's Stone, who is a friend and colleague of Dumbledore. The character was mentioned previously in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. 15. Fiona Glascott portrays a young Minerva McGonagall. Poppy Corby-Tuech portrays Vinda Rosier, Grindelwald's loyal right-hand woman. 15. Ingvar Egert Sigurðsson portrays Grimson, a powerful bounty hunter. Olafur Dari Olafsson portrays Skender, the cruel head and ringmaster of Circus Arcanus. 15. Late French actress Danielle Hughes portrays Irma Tugard, Corvus half-elf nanny. 16. David Sakurai appears as Kral, Grindelwald's ambitious and sulky henchman. 17. Victoria Yates portrays Buntai, Newt Scamander's assistant. 18. Maha Bloom portrays Caro, a Grindelwald follower, Jessica Williams portrays Lally Hicks, a teacher of Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry who contacts Flamel. Isaura Barb Brown portrays Lorena Kama, who is Yusuf Kama and Lita Lestrange's mother. 19 Derek Riddle, Wolf Roth, and Cornell John portray Torquil Travers, Spielman and Arnold Guzman, respectively. 10 Keith Chanter plays Corvus Lestrange IV, Corvus V's father. Production. Development. In October 2014, Warner Brothers Pictures announced that Fantastic Beasts would be at least a trilogy, with the first installment set to be released on November 18, 2016, the second on November 16, 2018, and the third on November 20, 2020. David Yates was confirmed to direct at least the first installment of the series. 2021. In July 2016, Yates confirmed that J.K. Rowling had written the screenplay for the second film and had ideas for the third. 22 Yates talked to Entertainment Weekly about the second film, saying, "We've seen the script for part 2, for the second movie, which takes the story in a whole new direction, as you should, you don't want to repeat yourself. The second movie introduces new characters as she builds this part of the Harry Potter universe further. It's a very interesting development from where we start out. The work is pouring out of her." 23. In October 2016, it was reported that the Fantastic Beasts film series would comprise 5 films, 24 with Eddie Redmayne returning to play the lead role of Newt Scamander in each film. It was announced that Yates would be returning to direct the sequel for producers Rowling, David Heyman, Steve Kloves, and Lionel Wigram, and he said the second film would be set in a different global capital city than the first. 25. Pre-production. The casting of Johnny Depp, pictured in character as Gellert Grindelwald, received criticism from some fans. 26. On November 1, 2016, Deadline Hollywood reported that Johnny Depp had been cast in the film. 27-28 Depp's casting received criticism from some fans, due to domestic violence allegations against him. 29-26 In December 2017, J.K. Rowling posted on her website that she would not recast the role because Depp and his ex-wife, actress Amber Heard, had previously expressed hope that the mutual agreement they reached would enable both to move on from the controversy, and the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny playing a major character in the movies. 30. About Rowling's response, Depp said in October 2018, "I'll be honest with you, I felt bad for JK having to field all these various feelings from people out there. I felt bad that she had to take that." 13. Jude Law was cast as Albus Dumbledore after director David Yates decided that the character should be played by a younger actor, not Michael Gambon, who played the role in 6 of the Harry Potter films. 31-28 Many other actors were considered for the role, including Christian Bale, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong, and Jared Harris, son of Richard Harris, who played Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films. 32. Filming. The film is set in the UK and Paris. 28 Principal photography began on July 3, 2017 at Warner Brothers Studios, Leavesden, in Hertfordshire, England, where a part of Paris was built for the purpose, including streets, alleys, and a square. The New York set from the first film had been built in exactly the same spot. 11:33 On September 22, 2017, David Sakurai was cast to play Kral, one of the ambitious and sulky henchmen of Grindelwald. 17 Law reportedly finished filming his scenes as Dumbledore in September 2017. 34 On October 5, 2017, several other castings were announced, including Brontis Jodorowsky as Nicholas Flamel and Jessica Williams joining in an undisclosed role. 35 Principal photography wrapped on December 20, 2017. 36. Music. Main article, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, soundtrack. James Newton Howard confirmed in November 2016 that he would return to compose the music for the film. 37 The soundtrack was released by Watertower Music on November 9, 2018. 38. Post-production. Christian Mans was the production VFX supervisor. 3940 working with DNEG, Double Negative, Framestore, Method Studios, Image Engine, Milk VFX, Rodeo FX, Anzivage, Proof, The Third Floor Incorporated and Lola Visual Effects, with Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, doing the concept design and development and the visual effects company doing the motion capture. 41. Marketing. Exactly 1 year before the release of the film, on November 16, 2017, the title was revealed to be Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, and along with the announcement an ensemble photo depicting the cast of the film was also released. 42 A teaser trailer and teaser poster depicting Newt and Dumbledore were released on March 13, 2018, after an announcement from Warner Brothers. Pictures with the hashtag #WansReady hashtag was released the previous day. 4344 The first official trailer for the film first premiered on July 21, 2018 during Warner Brothers Hall H panel at the 2018 International Comic-Con in San Diego. 45 In addition, Johnny Depp made a surprise appearance as Gellert Grindelwald in full costume. 4647 The promotional tour for the film officially started on September 24, 2018, with an appearance by writer J.K. Rowling and several cast members on the Today Show Plaza, as it was announced that another trailer would be released the following day. 9 individual character posters featuring Newt, Tina, Jacob, Queenie, Credence, Theseus, Lita, Grindelwald, and Dumbledore were also released that day. 484950 The final trailer for the film was officially released on September 25, 2018, along with a 10th individual poster featuring Nagini. 5152 The official poster for the film, along with 5 posters depicting characters per UPS and their relationships, were released on October 9, 2018, while a final theatrical poster was unveiled on November 2, 2018. 535455 Tie-in literature. As with the previous Fantastic Beasts film, the film's script was published in book form on November 16, 2018 as Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, the original screenplay, written by J.K. Rowling. 5657 Release. Theatrical. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald had its world premiere at the UGC Ciné Bercy in Paris on November 8, 2018. 58 It was released worldwide by Warner Brothers Pictures on November 16, 2018. 596061 Home Media. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald was released for digital download on February 15, 2019, and on Ultra HD Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray, Blu-ray and DVD on March 12, 2019. 62. Reception. Box office. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald grossed $159.6 million in the United States and Canada, and $495.3 million in other territories, for a total worldwide gross of $654.9 million, against a production budget of $200 million. 1. In the United States and Canada, the film was released alongside Instant Family and Widows, and was projected to gross $65 to $75 million from 4,163 theaters in its opening weekend. 63 The film made $25.7 million on its first day, including $9.1 million from Thursday night previews, an improvement over the first film's $8.75 million. It went on to debut to $62.2 million over the weekend, a 16% drop from the first Fantastic Beasts' $74.4 million, and marking the lowest opening for a film in the Wizarding World franchise until the release of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, Deadline Hollywood noted that mixed critical reviews and competition in theaters likely hurt the opening weekend figures. 64 In its second weekend, the film dropped 52% to $29.4 million, including $42.9 million over the 5-day Thanksgiving frame, finishing fourth at the box office. 65 In its third weekend, the film made $11.4 million, remaining in fourth place. 66. Internationally, the film was expected to gross an additional $188 to $205 million from 79 countries, for a global debut of about $250 million. 63-67 It made $10.1 million on its first day of release from 10 countries, including $2.6 million in France and $2 million in South Korea. On its second day of release, the film began to play in 45 other countries and made another $18.4 million, for a two-day gross of $31 million. It also made $12.8 million on its first day in China, the best of any Wizarding World film in the country. 67 It went on to have an international debut of $191 million, for a global total of $253.2 million, a 2.7% improvement over the first film's debut. Its largest markets were China, $37.5 million, the UK, $16.3 million, or £12.7 million, and Germany, $12.8 million. In several countries, it had the best ever opening for a Wizarding World film, including Russia, Indonesia, Argentina, and Brazil. 68. Critical response. Icon. This section needs expansion. You can help by adding missing information. October 2020. On review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 36% based on 337 reviews, with an average rating of 5.3/10. The website's critical consensus reads, "Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald has glimmers of the magic familiar to Harry Potter fans, but the story's spell isn't as strong as earlier installments." 69. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 52 out of 100 based on 48 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews, 70 making it the lowest rated Wizarding World film on both websites. 71-72 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale, the lowest of the franchise, while Post-Track reported filmgoers gave it an 83% positive score and a 69% definite recommend. Social Media Monitor Relish Mix noted online responses to the film were mixed. 64. Sandy Angulo-Chen of Common Sense Media gave the film 3 out of 5 stars and wrote, "The production values are amazing in this latest Potterverse adventure, but there are so many convoluted subplots and new characters that some Wizarding favorites, creature and human, are underused. And the movie's visuals are spectacular, and the action is thrilling. A couple of moments are even a bit jump-worthy, but this installment lacks some of the charm and discovery of its predecessor." 73. Andrew Barker of Variety called the film a cluttered expansion of the Harry Potter franchise and wrote, "The film throws plenty of plot twists, loud noises, and multi-hued magical nebulae at us, but rarely is there much tension, or sense of adventure, or any real longing, just the feeling of watching one chess piece after another being moved into position." 74. Arjun N. of the Santa Fe, New Mexican gave the film 3.5 out of 5 stars and criticized that the movie falls flat, resulting in some boring sections of exposition with forced moments of fan service. The movie feels considerably crowded and in need of a more compelling story in some sections. 75. Critic Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian gave the film 3 out of 5 stars, praising the performances of Law and Depp, but criticizing the film's excessive plotting, writing, "This Fantastic Beasts film is as watchable and entertaining as expected, but some of the wonder, novelty, and sheer narrative rush of the first film has been mislaid in favor of a more diffuse plot focus, spread out among a bigger ensemble cast." 76. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone gave it 3 stars out of 5 and criticized the film for being overlong and exposition heavy, saying it feels like an overload of homework. He suggested it was too much for muggles and best left to fans only. 77 Justin Chang of the Los Angeles Times wrote, "It offers up dazzling feats of sorcery and realms of wonderment, and manages to conjure the very opposite of magic." Chang found New to be charmless and the plot grindingly complicated, though he welcomed the introduction of Jude Law as Dumbledore. Edward John David Redmayne Redmayne/, born January 6, 1982, is an English actor. His accolades include an Academy Award, a Tony Award, a British Academy Film Award, a Golden Globe Award, and 2 Olivier Awards. Redmayne began his professional acting career on television and in theatre. He starred as Viola in Twelfth Night at Shakespeare's Globe, before transitioning to West End with starring roles in productions such as The Goat, or Who is Sylvia? 2004, Red, 2009 to 2010, and Richard II, 2011 to 2012. He received the Laurence Olivier Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role and later the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play for his performances in the West End and Broadway productions of Red. For his performances as the MC in the West End and Broadway revivals of Cabaret, 2021 to 2022, 2024, he won the Laurence Olivier Award for Best Actor in a Musical and earned a nomination for the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. Redmayne achieved wider recognition for his portrayal of physicist Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, 2014, which won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. He received a second Academy Award nomination for his portrayal of Lily Elba in The Danish Girl, 2015, and subsequently starred as Newt Scamander in the Fantastic Beasts film series, 2016 to 2022. His other film credits include My Week with Marilyn, 2011, Les Miserables, 2012, Jupiter Ascending, 2015, Early Man, 2018, The Trial of the Chicago 7, 2020, and The Good Nurse, 2022. On television, he starred in the miniseries The Pillars of the Earth, 2010, and Birdsong, 2012, and has portrayed the Jackal in the spy thriller The Day of the Jackal, 2024, present. Early life and education. Edward John David Redmayne was born on January 6, 1982 in Westminster, London. 2-3 His mother, Patricia, née Burke, runs a relocation business, and his father, Richard Redmayne, is a businessman in corporate finance. His paternal great-grandfather was Sir Richard Redmayne, 1865 to 1955, a civil and mining engineer, and a leading figure in improving mine safety in the early 20th century. For Sir Richard also led an inquiry into an experiment by the chain boots to reduce the working week, allowing workers to have a 48-hour weekend, which found that the workers were happier, had better health, and were less likely to be absent. 5 and advocated its adoption across wider industry. 6 He has an elder brother, James Redmayne, a younger brother, and an elder half-brother, Charlie Redmayne, who is the former CEO of the UK division of publisher HarperCollins. 7 4 and a half sister. 8. From the age of 10, Redmayne attended Jackie Palmer Stage School, where he found his love for acting and singing. 9-10 Redmayne attended Eton House. 11 followed by Colet Court, now St. Paul's Juniors, on a choral scholarship, where he sang with the St. Paul's Choir. 12 Then on a music scholarship to Eton College. 12 where he was in the same year as Prince William. 13-14 He received a choral scholarship to attend Cambridge. 15 where he read History of Art at Trinity College, specialising in Venetian architecture and surrealism. 16 and graduated with 2:1 honors in 2003. 17 He wrote his theses on Brancusi and Yves Klein. 18 Although color-blind, he wrote the final thesis on International Klein Blue, IKB, which he has described as being highly emotional, and which he can always distinguish from others. 19 While at Cambridge, Redmayne was a member of the University Pit Club. 20. Acting career. Stage. Redmayne made his professional stage debut as Viola in Twelfth Night, for Shakespeare's Globe at the Middle Temple Hall in 2002. 21 He won the award for Outstanding Newcomer at the 50th Evening Standard Theatre Awards in 2004, for his performance in Edward Albee's The Goat, or Who is Sylvia, 22 and the award for Best Newcomer at the Critics' Circle Theatre Awards in 2005. 23 Reviewing a revival of the play in 2017, critic Heather Neal described the gut-wrenching intensity of Eddie Redmayne's award-winning performance at the Almeida in 2004. 24. Redmayne starred in Now or Later by Christopher Shin at the Royal Court Theatre. The show ran from September 3 to November 1, 2008. 25 His performance received glowing reviews. 26 With critic and playwright Nicholas de Jong describing the performance as riveting, suffused with the lineaments of neurosis and sadness. 26. In 2009, Redmayne appeared in John Logan's new play Red at the Donmar Warehouse in London. 27 For which he won the 2010 Olivier Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Reviewing the show during this London run, long-standing New York Times critic Ben Brantley described Redmayne as a star in the making. 28 He reprised his role in Red at the John Golden Theatre on Broadway, in a 15-week run from March 11 to 27 June 2010. 29 and won the 2010 Tony Award for Best Performance by a Featured Actor in a Play. He portrayed King Richard II in Richard II, directed by Michael Grandage, at the Donmar Warehouse from December 6, 2011 to February 4, 2012. 30 He received the Truant Award for Best Shakespearean Performance at the Critics' Circle Theatre Awards. 31 32 Matt Wolfe, London theatre critic for the New York Times International Edition, described Redmayne as tearing into the title role with an open-faced splendor that redefines the very discussion of soul that assumes such prominence in Shakespeare's luxuriantly beautiful text. 33. In November 2021, he returned to the stage as MC in a West End revival of Cabaret at the Playhouse Theatre, remodeled as the Kit Kat Club. He previously played the role in a production at Eton when he was 17 years old, and then again in a production at the Edinburgh Fringe. 34 Redmayne successfully approached Jessie Buckley to star alongside him as Sally Bowles, as well as Rebecca Frecknell about directing the production. 34 The revival drew rave reviews. 35-36 With critic John Lahr stating that the scintillating show also offered the rousing spectacle of the next generation's theatrical talent on the ascendant. 37 Lahr described Redmayne's interpretation of the MC as thrilling, a puckish portrait of violent innocence, a cross between Peter Lorre and Peter Pan, with a chilling metamorphosis. 37 John Nathan remarked, Redmayne is a marvel. His MC, a slightly different species from the rest of the humans, is quite the most mercurial animal I have seen on stage. 38 The revival led with 7 wins at the 2022 Olivier Awards, including Best Musical Revival and Redmayne's own for Best Actor in a Musical, setting a record for being the most award-winning revival in Olivier history, as well for being the first production to obtain awards in all 4 eligible acting categories. 39 In April 2024, the production transferred to the August Wilson Theatre on Broadway, where he reprised the role of the MC opposite Gayle Rankin as Sally Bowles. 40 For his performance, Redmayne received a nomination for the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical at the 77th Tony Awards. 41. Screen. Redmayne made his screen debut in 1998 in an episode of Animal Ark. 42 His television credits include the BBC miniseries Tess of the D'Urbervilles, the miniseries The Pillars of the Earth, and the 2-part miniseries Birdsong. 43 David Chittier, who served as a correspondent in many conflict-ridden areas, described his performance as a WWI soldier in Birdsong as mesmerizing, astonishing, so little is visible on the surface and yet a whole universe of emotions is simmering away behind those limpid eyes. 44. Redmayne was cast in his first feature film Like Minds, 2006, after being spotted by casting director Lucy Bevan performing in a play called Goats. 45 Redmayne has appeared in films such as The Good Shepherd, 2006, Savage Grace, 2007, Powder Blue, 2008, The Other Bowling Girl, 2008, Glorious 39, 2009, and Hick, 2011. He starred as Osmond in Christopher Smith's supernatural gothic chiller film Black Death, 2010. 46. His 2008 Sundance drama film The Yellow Handkerchief was released on February 26, 2010 by Samuel Goldwyn Films. 47-48. In 2011, Redmayne starred as filmmaker Colin Clark in the drama film My Week with Marilyn. He took on the role of Marius Pontmercy for the 2012 musical film Les Miserables. 49-50. Redmayne at the 2014 Toronto International Film Festival. In 2014, Redmayne starred as Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, a role for which he won the Academy Award, BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Actor, depicting the debilitating challenges of ALS. 51-52. Hawking was very pleased by the portrayal, stating, "I thought Eddie Redmayne portrayed me very well. At times I thought he was me. I think Eddie's commitment will have a big emotional impact." 53-54. Dr. Katie Seidel, a consultant neurologist specializing in the field of motor neuron disease, MND, stated in an interview in the British Medical Journal, "Eddie's performance in the film was utterly remarkable. The patients and carers loved the film. They thought it was very relevant to them." 55. In early 2015, Redmayne appeared in the Wachowskis' film, Jupiter Ascending as Balaam Abrazax. The film was widely panned, including his performance, and won him the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actor. 56. In recent years, the film and the performance have been re-evaluated. 57. With Keith Phipps writing that the film has shown every sign of turning into a full-fledged cult hit. 58. Writing in Vanity Fair in 2018, Laura Bradley remarked that the idea that this film would have been improved by Redmayne playing his part in a more conventional, boring, manner is absurd. 59. In 2022, Jo Hoffner, echoing her thoughts, felt that with a more normal villain, the rest of the film would be flatter, less colorful, less deliriously camp. No matter what happens, you can't take your eyes off of the spacefaring Oedipus with the voice of a chain smoker. 60. Redmayne also presented the 2015 documentary War Art with Eddie Redmayne, made as part of the ITV's Perspectives program. 61. In 2015, Redmayne guest starred as Ryan the Tank Engine in the Thomas and Friends movie Sodder's Legend of the Lost Treasure. 62. That same year, Redmayne starred in the biographical drama The Danish Girl, directed by Academy Award-winning director Tom Hooper. In the film, released in the United Kingdom on January 1, 2016, Redmayne portrayed transgender pioneer Lily Elba, a casting choice that was met with backlash from the transgender community. 63. Nonetheless, Redmayne's performance garnered critical acclaim. In January 2016, he earned his second nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor in consecutive years. 64-65. Redmayne later acknowledged the controversy surrounding his casting by stressing the importance of casting transgender people to play transgender characters. 66. In 2016, Redmayne starred as Newt Scamander in the film adaptation of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first of a series within the wizarding world of the Harry Potter film series, with a screenplay by J.K. Rowling. 67-68. Fantastic Beasts was a critical and commercial success. In 2018, Redmayne starred in the stop-motion animated film Early Man, and reprised his role as Newt Scamander in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, as well as its third sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which was released in April 2022. 69-70. Both The Crimes of Grindelwald and The Secrets of Dumbledore received mixed critical reception but emerged as financial successes. All of J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts films rank among Redmayne's highest-grossing films to date. In 2020, Redmayne starred as Tom Hayden in The Trial of the Chicago 7. The film earned 6 nominations at the 93rd Academy Awards. Redmayne received the Screen Actors Guild Award as a member of the cast awarded the Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture honor. In 2022, Redmayne starred in the biographical crime thriller film, The Good Nurse, playing notorious serial killer Charles Cullen, and was nominated for a Golden Globe Award, a British Academy Film Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Leah Greenblatt at Entertainment Weekly wrote, "An eerie, pitch-perfect Redmayne, wearing Charlie's nice guy drag like a battering ram, lets his mask slip so incrementally that the final scenes feel like a true terrifying rupture." 71. Aurora Amidon at Paste remarked, "Redmayne plays Charles with such a sense of naturalism and magnetic intensity that it's easy to forget he's not in the room right there with you." 72. In 2024, he starred in and produced the television series The Day of the Jackal, playing an elusive British assassin codenamed the Jackal. 73. The performance was acclaimed, and he received nominations for a Screen Actors Guild Award 74, a Critics' Choice Award 75, and a Golden Globe Award. 76. Joel Galby, writing for The Guardian, commended Redmayne for playing his chameleonic and ice-cold character, and for conveying a lot while having little dialogue, adding that it's as if he's secretly uncovered a new way of acting. 77. Vern Gay at Newsday remarked, "To the broadest of screen stereotypes, brutal assassin on the run, he adds layer upon layer, nuance upon nuance." 78. Public image. Redmayne in 2022. Redmayne modeled for Burberry in 2008 with Alex Pettyfer, and in 2012 with Cara Delevingne. 79. In 2016, he starred in the Prada Fall/Winter 16 menswear advertising campaign. 81. Redmayne has been widely admired for his style, with Vogue describing him as having seemingly preternatural panache on the red carpet, his deft ability to make even the naughtiest and most colorful suits seem like second skin. 82. In the September 2012 issue of Vanity Fair, he was featured on its annual International Best Dressed list. 83. In 2015, he was named number 1 in British GQ's 50 Best Dressed British Men. 84. And then again in 2016. 85. Sir Elton John and David Furnish described him as the stylish intersection where Cary Grant's style meets Fred Astaire's lithe elegance. 85. GQ also named him as one of the most stylish men alive in 2015. 86. And one of the 13 most stylish men in the world right now in 2016. 87. Personal life. Redmayne married Hannah Bagshaw on December 15, 2014. 88. They have a daughter and a son. 89. 88. Redmayne was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, in the 2015 birthday honours for services to drama. 90. In August 2014, he was appointed Ambassador of Film Education charity Into Film. 91. He has been a patron of the Motor Neurone Disease Association since 2015, having become associated with the charity following his portrayal of Stephen Hawking. 92. He is an ambassador of the Teenage Cancer Trust. 93. He is a patron of Go Live Theatre Projects, earlier known as Mousetrap Theatre Projects, a charity dedicated to enriching the lives of children and young people through theatre, especially those who are disadvantaged or have additional needs. Katherine Waterston, born March 3, 1980, is a British-born American actress. She made her feature film debut in Michael Clayton, 2007. She had supporting roles in films including Robot and Frank, Being Flynn, both 2012, and The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, 2013, before her breakthrough performance in Inherent Vice, 2014. She portrayed Creasanne Brennan in Steve Jobs, 2015, and went on to star as Tina Goldstein in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, and its sequels. Her other film roles include Alien, Covenant, 2017, Logan Lucky, 2017, The Current War, 2017, Mid-90s, 2018, and The World to Come, 2020. Early life. Katherine Waterston was born March 3, 1981 in Westminster, London, the daughter of American parents, Lynn Louisa, née Woodruff, a former model, and Sam Waterston, an actor. 256. She is a middle child, with a sister, actor Elizabeth Waterston, and a brother, director Graham Waterston. 74. She also has an older paternal half-brother, actor James Waterston. 48. Raised in Connecticut. 7. Waterston graduated from the Loomis Chaffee School, Windsor, Connecticut, in 1998. 9. She is a graduate of New York University Tisch School of the Arts. 2. Career. Waterston's first starring role on film was in the 2007 independent drama The Babysitters, alongside John Leguizamo and Cynthia Nixon. Also in 2007, Waterston performed in the play Los Angeles by Julian Shepard. The following year, she acted in Kindness, a play by Adam Rapp. 10. In 2010, Waterston played Gina in the original off-Broadway production of Leslie Headland's Bachelorette, the role played by Lizzie Kaplan in the 2011 film version. In 2011, she played Anya in the classic stage company revival of The Cherry Orchard. 11. Also in 2011, she performed in Rapp's Dreams of Flying, Dreams of Falling at the classic stage company. 12. Waterston at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con. After supporting roles in films including Enter Nowhere, 2011, Being Flynn, 2012, The Letter, 2012, and The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, 2013, Waterston was cast in the 2014 crime film Inherent Vice, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. The film and her performance received generally positive reviews from critics. 13. The following year, she appeared in Queen of Earth and played Creasanne Brennan in director Danny Boyle's biographical drama Steve Jobs, starring Michael Fassbender. Katherine Waterston, born March 3, 1980, is a British-born American actress. She made her feature film debut in Michael Clayton, 2007. She had supporting roles in films including Robot and Frank, Being Flynn, both 2012, and The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, 2013, before her breakthrough performance in Inherent Vice, 2014. She portrayed Creasanne Brennan in Steve Jobs, 2015, and went on to star as Tina Goldstein in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, and its sequels. Her other film roles include Alien, Covenant, 2017, Logan Lucky, 2017, The Current War, 2017, Mid-90s, 2018, and The World to Come, 2020. Early life. Katherine Waterston was born March 3, 1981 in Westminster, London, the daughter of American parents, Lynn Louisa, née Woodruff, a former model, and Sam Waterston, an actor. 256. She is a middle child, with a sister, actor Elizabeth Waterston, and a brother, director Graham Waterston. 74. She also has an older paternal half-brother, actor James Waterston. 48. Raised in Connecticut. 7. Waterston graduated from the Loomis Chaffee School, Windsor, Connecticut, in 1998. 9. She is a graduate of New York University Tisch School of the Arts. 2. Career. Waterston's first starring role on film was in the 2007 independent drama The Babysitters, alongside John Leguizamo and Cynthia Nixon. Also in 2007, Waterston performed in the play Los Angeles by Julian Shepard. The following year, she acted in Kindness, a play by Adam Rapp. 10. In 2010, Waterston played Gina in the original off-Broadway production of Leslie Headland's Bachelorette, the role played by Lizzie Kaplan in the 2011 film version. In 2011, She played Anya in the classic stage company revival of The Cherry Orchard. 11. Also in 2011, she performed in Rap's Dreams of Flying, Dreams of Falling at the classic stage company. 12. Waterston at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con. After supporting roles in films including Enter Nowhere, 2011, Being Flynn, 2012, The Letter, 2012, and The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, 2013, Waterston was cast in the 2014 crime film Inherent Vice, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. The film and her performance received generally positive reviews from critics. 13. The following year, she appeared in Queen of Earth and played Creasanne Brennan in director Danny Boyle's biographical drama Steve Jobs, starring Michael Fassbender. In 2016, Waterston was cast as Tina Goldstein in the fantasy film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them opposite Eddie Redmayne. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and became a commercial success, grossing $814 million worldwide. 14. Waterston reprised her role in Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald in 2018, and had a short part in Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, 2022. 15. In 2017, she starred alongside Fassbender for director Ridley Scott in the science fiction horror film Alien, Covenant. That year she also starred in Steven Soderbergh's comedy drama Logan Lucky and Alfonso Gomez-Rejon's historical drama The Current War. Waterston's next starring roles were in the independent film State Like Sleep, 2018, Mid-90s, 2018, Amundsen, 2019, and The World to Come, 2020. In 2020, she starred in the British-American horror drama series The Third Day alongside Jude Law. In 2022, she joined the cast of the second season of HBO period drama series Perry Mason. 16. Personal life. As of 2017, by her description in interview, Waterston held dual citizenship, 3 British and American. Citation needed. For a number of years she was in a relationship with American playwright Adam Rapp. 1718. His 2011 3-play collection The Hallway Trilogy is dedicated to her. 19. She appeared as Rose Hathaway in Part 1, Rose, in its premiere at the Rattlestick Playwrights Theatre. 20. In November 2018, celebrity media were reporting that Waterston was expecting her first child. 5. She has not made public who the father of her son is. 8. Waterston is a supporter of transgender rights. She has cited her participation in the Fantastic Beasts franchise as a reason for her being so vocal, and has publicly denounced transphobic statements by series creator J.K. Rowling. Alison Sudol, born December 23, 1984, 12, is an American actress, singer, and songwriter. She was formerly known as the singer of Fine Frenzy, and is known for her role as Queenie Goldstein in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, as well as its sequels The Crimes of Grindelwald, 2018, and The Secrets of Dumbledore, 2022. Her music has been featured in numerous television shows and movies. Early life. Sudol was born in Seattle, Washington, to dramatic arts teacher Sandra Fraser Westmore and acting coach John Sudol. She and both parents moved to Los Angeles after their divorce, when she was 5. 3. She grew up listening to a wide range of music, including Aretha Franklin, and Ella Fitzgerald and other swing artists. 4. She cites Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, and Simon and Garfunkel as some of her biggest musical influences. 5. She graduated from high school at 16. She considered herself nerdy and quiet, and did not drink or smoke or do anything like that. She told an interviewer, "I was so nervous about going into college like that and super young. I figured I would take 2 years and try to find out what I was doing with music. And when I was 18, I was just so deep into it that I didn't want to stop." 4. Sudol had a passion for literature, immersing herself in the works of C.S. Lewis, P.B. White, Lewis Carroll, Anthony Trollope, and Charles Dickens. Her stage name, A Fine Frenzy, is taken from a verse in William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to heaven, Act 5, Scene 1. After teaching herself to play the piano, she began writing songs. A short demo she sent out received attention from Emmy's Jason Flom, who signed her after visiting her house and listening to her play. 6. Career. 2007 to 2013, music releases. Sudol playing the piano, Salt Lake City, 2008. In March 2007, she appeared at the South by Southwest conference, opening for the Stooges. Shortly after, her debut album, One Cell in the Sea, was released to generally positive reviews. 7 and its first single, Almost Lover, peaked at number 25 on Billboard's Hot Adult Contemporary Tracks chart. In mid-2007, she secured another opening spot, for Rufus Wainwright on his tour. In March and April 2008, she headlined her own tour in the US and Canada, and in April toured France, Belgium, Germany, and Switzerland. In September 2008, she was the star act on the opening night of the New Pop Festival organized by the German broadcaster SWR3. She returned to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland on a headline tour in November 2008 and played in the Super Bock M Stock Festival in Portugal in December 2008. Her song You Picked Me was featured on iTunes as one of the free singles of the week for August 14, 2007, and VH1 featured her as one of their You Ought to Know artists. 8 In October 2008, You Picked Me was chosen as a network theme by SIC, a Portuguese television network. To date, One Cell in the Sea has sold 300,000 copies. In 2008 it was released in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Poland. In each of those countries, the album peaked within the top 30, with the first single, Almost Lover, reaching number 8 in Germany, number 10 on the Swiss charts, and number 5 in Austria. 9 Sudol's second album, Bomb in a Birdcage, was released September 8, 2009. 10 The first single, Blow Away, was released on July 17, 2009, followed by 2 more, Happier and Electric Twist. 11 On November 23, 2009, a live album and concert film recorded in 2007, A Fine Frenzy Live at the House of Blues Chicago, was released on iTunes. On October 31, 2011, Sudol stated via Twitter that the band was mastering their new record. 12 Several songs, including Avalanches and River Song, were confirmed during her appearance at the Sundance Film Festival. In the March 2012 issue of Lucky magazine, she revealed the third album's title, Pines. 13 previously scheduled for release in September 2012, its release date was pushed back to October 9. Along with Pines, Sudol released an animated short film and a companion book illustrated by Jen Lobo. 14 In September 2012, A Fine Frenzy was featured in a campaign called 30 Songs/30 Days to support Half the Sky, Turning Oppression into Opportunity for Women Worldwide, a multi-platform media project inspired by Nicholas Kristof and Cheryl Woodun's book. 15 Afterwards, Sudol stated that she would no longer perform as A Fine Frenzy, although she continues to write songs. I put A Fine Frenzy to bed. 16. 2014, present, acting and return to music. Sudol at the 2016 Japan premiere of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. In 2014, Sudol focused on her acting career. She starred as Kaya in the recurring cast of the first season of the Amazon video series Transparent, as a singer and love interest of Jay Duplass' character Josh. 17, 18, 19 Sudol and fellow cast member Clementine Creevy recorded a cover of Jim Croce's song Operator, That's Not the Way It Feels, under the band name Glitterish. A full version of the song was included on the Transparent soundtrack album released in December 2014. 20 She also starred in the television series Dig as the archaeologist Emma Wilson. 17 Elle named Sudol one of the 7 most exciting newcomers on TV this season in January 2015. 21. In 2016, Sudol co-starred in the film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first in a series of 3 Harry Potter prequel films written by J.K. Rowling. Sudol plays Queenie Goldstein, the younger sister of Tina, Katherine Waterston. The film, set in New York 65 years before Harry Potter's story starts, is based on the Hogwarts textbook of the same name, and follows the adventures of its author, Magi zoologist Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne. 22 Sudol reprised the role in the sequels Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald and Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. After a hiatus from music, on November 24, 2017, Sudol released the single Enough Honey under her own name. 23 In 2018 and 2019, she released 2 EPs titled Moon and Moonlight, respectively, and went on a short tour of shows to promote both. Sudol began to release music again throughout 2022, including the singles Peaches and Meteor Shower. On July 8, 2022, she announced her first album under her own name entitled Still Come the Night, set for release on September 30th. The album was released to positive reviews. Charities and conservation. Since 2011, Sudol has been a Goodwill ambassador for the International Union for Conservation of Nature. 24 She designed 3 t-shirts for alternative apparel in support for IUCN. 25 She is also Greenpeace's first Arctic ambassador. Ezra Matthew Miller, born September 30, 1992, is an American actor. Their A-feature film debut was in After School, 2008, which they followed by starring in the dramas We Need to Talk About Kevin, 2011, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower, 2012. After a supporting role in the comedy Trainwreck, 2015, Miller played Credence Barebone in the Fantastic Beasts films Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, 2018, and Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, 2022. In 2020, they had a recurring role in the miniseries The Stand. From 2016 to 2023, Miller played the Flash in the DC Extended Universe, mainly in Justice League, 2017, and The Flash, 2023. Off-screen, Miller has faced multiple legal issues, including arrests for disorderly conduct, assault, and burglary, as well as allegations of harassment and inappropriate behavior involving minors, which resulted in temporary restraining orders. Most of these cases were later resolved, dismissed, or withdrawn. Early life. Ezra Matthew Miller 1-2 was born in Wyckoff, New Jersey 3-4 on September 30, 1992. 5-6 They have 2 older sisters named Sia and Caitlin. 7 Their mother, Marta Miller, née Cook, is a modern dancer. 4 Their father, Robert S. Miller, was Senior Vice President and Managing Director of Hyperion Books, and later became a publisher at Workman Publishing. 7-8 Miller's father is Jewish, their mother is of Dutch and German descent. 9 Miller identifies as Jewish and spiritual. 10 11 12 At the age of 6, they started to train as an opera singer to overcome their stuttering. 13 They have sung with the Metropolitan Opera. 14 And performed in the American premiere of Philip Glass's opera White Raven. 4 Miller attended Rockland Country Day School and the Hudson School, dropping out at age 16 after the release of the film After School. Miller attended Bard College for 6 months before dropping out to pursue an acting career full-time. 8 15 16 17 18 Career. Miller at the 2009 Tribeca Film Festival. Miller's career in film began in 2008 with Antonio Campos' After School, in the role of a teenager at a boarding school who accidentally films the drug-related deaths of 2 classmates, and is then asked to put together a memorial video. For the following year, they appeared in City Island with Andy Garcia, Juliana Margulies, and Stephen Strait. In 2010, Miller portrayed the lead of Beware the Gonzo and had a supporting role in Every Day, both of which premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. They next appeared in the BBC Films drama We Need to Talk About Kevin, 2011, alongside Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly, which was adapted and directed by Lynn Ramsey from American author Lionel Shriver's 2003 novel of the same name. 19 in television, Miller played Damien on the Showtime hit comedy series Californication. 20 they then appeared on Royal Pains as Tucker Bryant for 2 seasons. In the 2012 film adaptation of the novel The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Miller played Patrick, alongside Logan Lerman and Emma Watson. 21. Miller has been credited with singing, drumming and percussion on musical recordings by the band Sons of an Illustrious Father as early as 2011. 22 The band is a trio that features Lila Larson, vocals, guitar, bass, and drums, Josh Aubin, bass, keyboards, guitar, vocals, and Miller. 23-24 In 2019, the band released a cover of Don't Cha by the Pussycat Dolls and Miller appeared in its music video. 25. Miller played Credence Barebone in the 2016 film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, a spin-off of the Harry Potter film series. They reprised the role in the film's sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, which was released in November 2018, and in Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, released in April 2022. 26. Miller portrays Barry Allen as the Flash in Warner Bros. DC adaptations, first appearing in cameos in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad, and continuing the role as one of the leads in Justice League. They played the character in the standalone film The Flash, which was released in 2023-27-28. This made them the first openly non-binary person to play the lead role in a major superhero franchise film. 29. Miller attended Middle East Film and Comic Con in 2018, representing their character in the DC Comics franchise film Justice League. 30 In 2020, they reprised the role of the Flash for a cameo appearance in the Arrowverse crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. In December 2020, Miller portrayed Trashcan Man in the Paramount Plus television miniseries The Stand, based on the Stephen King novel of the same name. 31 32 33. In May 2025, it was reported that Miller would be the main character in a vampire movie that is in development and will be directed by Lynn Ramsey. 34. Personal life. In 2010, Miller briefly dated Zoe Kravitz during the production Beware the Gonzo. 35. Miller later became engaged to a woman named Erin. They began dating in 2016, but called it off after a spiritual advisor told Miller that Erin was a parasite. 17. Miller at the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Miller came out as queer in 2012. 36 but later said they avoided the use of the label queer. 31 They also said in 2018, queer just means no, I don't do that. I don't identify as a man. I don't identify as a woman. I barely identify as a human. 37. Miller uses they/them pronouns, which GQ wrote in 2020 was a pointed refusal to be gendered. 31 They previously used all pronouns interchangeably. 38-39 As of 2022, Miller uses they/them, it, and zer pronouns. 40-41 Having expressed an interest in kissing boys at a young age. 42 Miller said, "The way I would choose to identify myself wouldn't be gay. I've been attracted mostly to she's, but I've been with many people and I'm open to love whatever it can be." 16. Miller also commented on having a lot of really wonderful friends who are of very different sexes and genders. "I am very much in love with no one in particular." 1343. In 2018, Miller showed support for the #MeToo movement and revealed a personal experience concerning a Hollywood producer and a director, both of whom were left unnamed. They gave me wine and I was underaged. They were like, "Hey, want to be in our movie about gay revolution?" And I was like, "No, you guys are monsters." 37. In November 2018, Miller announced that they were in a polyamorous relationship with multiple people, including their bandmates in the rock band Sons of an Illustrious Father. 44. Following their parents' divorce in 2019, the status of Miller's mental health began to deteriorate, although their spokesperson denied that it was caused by the divorce. 17. According to Insider, Miller began to travel while wearing a bulletproof vest and carrying at least one firearm in early 2022, following fears that they were being followed by members of the Ku Klux Klan and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Tokita Iron Eyes, an associate of Miller, later referred to their bulletproof vest as a fashionable safety measure in response to actual attacks and received death threats. 45. On January 27, 2022, Miller posted a video on Instagram that seemed to threaten members of the Ku Klux Klan operating in Beulahville, North Carolina. 46. In response, the Southern Poverty Law Center reported no knowledge of recent Klan activity in Beulahville. 47. On August 15, 2022, a representative of Miller released a statement to Variety in which Miller apologized for their past behavior, stating that they had recently gone through a time of intense crisis and had begun treatment for complex mental health issues. 48. A September 2022 article in Vanity Fair quoted others as saying Miller has claimed to be Jesus, the devil, and the next Messiah. 17. It also reported that they believed their relationship with Iron Eyes would bring about the apocalypse. 17. And Freemasons were sending demons to kill them. 17. Legal issues. Disorderly conduct. On June 28, 2011, in the midst of filming The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Miller was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over in Pittsburgh for a broken brake light. Police discovered 20 grams of marijuana in Miller's possession. 49. The actor was initially charged with drug possession, but the charge was later dropped by a judge. They instead faced a penalty of $600 for 2 citations of disorderly conduct. 20. They later remarked, "I don't feel like there's any need to hide the fact that I smoke pot. It's a harmless herbal substance that increases sensory appreciation." 8. Strangulation incident. On April 6, 2020, a video surfaced in a since-deleted tweet that appeared to show Miller strangling a woman and throwing her to the ground. The video was confirmed by Variety to have taken place at Perky Cafehús, a bar in Reykjavik, Iceland, that Miller frequents when in the city. 50-51-52. A bar employee identified the person in the video as Miller, who was escorted off the premises by staff after the incident. 50. In September 2022, a representative for Miller claimed that the supposed strangulation was a spontaneous reaction spurred by a group of teenagers taunting Miller over their mixed martial arts skills, and that they did not strangle the woman but went at her collarbone. 17. Hawaii incidents. In March 2022, Miller was on the island of Hawaii. From March 7 through March 28, Miller was the subject of 10 calls to the police because of various minor incidents, such as filming people at a gas station, loitering on a restaurant's sidewalk, and arguing with people. Eventually, Miller was invited to live with a couple at a hostel in Hilo after Miller became acquainted with them at a farmer's market. 53-54. On March 28, Miller was arrested in Hilo. Police said Miller had a physical altercation with patrons after cursing at customers at a karaoke bar. Miller was charged with disorderly conduct and harassment. 55-56. Miller later claimed that they became enraged after being accosted by a Nazi, but Hawaii Police Assistant Chief Kenneth Kwayako stated that Miller's outrage was caused by patrons of the bar singing Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's song Shallow. Miller claimed to have filmed the incident so the footage could later be used as NFT crypto art. During their arrest, Miller said that they were being unlawfully persecuted and, after members of the police misgendered them, accused the officers of intentionally committing a hate crime. 1754. 3 days later, the couple Miller had been staying with was granted a temporary restraining order against Miller after Miller allegedly threatened the two and stole the wife's passport and the husband's wallet. According to the couple, the threat and theft took place on the same night as Miller's arrest at the karaoke bar, hours after the husband bailed Miller out of jail for $500. The allegation involved Miller barging into the couple's bedroom and threatening, "I will bury you and your slut wife." 5753. Soon after, Miller fled Hilo with a friend to stay in Volcano, Hawaii. 54. The couple later dropped their petition for the order on April 11. 58. On April 19, Miller was again taken into custody for second-degree assault by Leilani Estates Subdivision police authorities in Pahoa. According to Midi Libra, they were arrested for throwing a chair, which hit a 26-year-old woman and left a half-inch cut on her forehead, after being told to leave during a private get-together. 59. Miller was arrested 20 minutes after the attack during a traffic stop in Kio. 60-61. Within hours of this second arrest, Miller pleaded no contest to the karaoke incident and was fined $500 for disorderly conduct by Judge Kanani Laubach. 62-63. Relationship with Tokita Iron Eyes and Messiah claims. In June 2022, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribal Court issued a temporary order of protection against Miller on behalf of 18-year-old activist Tokita Iron Eyes. Her parents, Chase Iron Eyes and Sarah Jumping Eagle, said they requested the court order because of Miller's use of violence, intimidation, threat of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over their child. 64. The relationship between Miller and Iron Eyes, which began in 2016 when Miller was aged 23 and Iron Eyes was aged 12, also included Iron Eyes flying to London in 2017 to visit Miller on the set of The Crimes of Grindelwald. Iron Eyes dropped out of school in 2021, which her parents believe she did to follow Miller. Her parents also stated in court documents that Miller had caused bruises on their child's body, and that Miller has groomed and manipulated her. 65. Text and video responses were later posted on the Instagram account believed to belong to Tokita Iron Eyes, denying her parents' allegations. However, the parents countered by claiming their child did not have control over her social media account. Tokita Iron Eyes stated in a video response that it was her own choice not to have a phone. 66, 67, 65. Law enforcement were initially unable to locate Miller to serve them with the order. 68. Miller then posted messages, since deleted, on their Instagram account mocking the court's attempts to find them. 69. Iron Eyes' parents later attempted to obtain a permanent order of protection against Miller, but it was eventually dismissed. They also withdrew their request for the custody of Iron Eyes. 17. In August, Miller's former music collaborator Oliver Ignatius stated that he had witnessed Miller verbally abuse Iron Eyes over her wearing makeup. Iron Eyes defended Miller by referring to the incident as a catty comment and a part of queer dialogue. She called the allegation of abuse homophobic. 45. A former resident of Miller's farm in Vermont explained that Miller believed people criticized their relationship with Iron Eyes because she is an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess who, along with Miller as Jesus Christ, will bring about an indigenous revolution. Miller refers to themselves as a messiah to Native Americans. Miller does not have indigenous ancestry, and their attitude toward the Native American community has been strongly criticized by some within it. 17. Iron Eyes and Miller remained in contact following the allegations. In January 2024, the two, along with collaborator Jay Wasley, formed the band 100 in the Hand. 70. In August of the same year, Iron Eyes' parents withdrew their complaint against Miller, stating that the original filing was based on information from a witness who later recanted. 71. Harassment allegations. On June 16, 2022, a mother and her 12-year-old child were granted a temporary harassment prevention order against Miller in Massachusetts after they said that Miller threatened the woman's family and showed inappropriate behavior towards the child. The child, their mother, and a neighbor corroborated that Miller brandished a gun in anger and behaved inappropriately toward the child, fixating on them, hugging them, and touching their hips. 7273. The child's mother told Business Insider that Miller had known the family since February, had taken an interest in the child because of their style and maturity level, and had offered to start a clothing line with the child and fund their attendance to a design school. The mother also said that Miller considered the child to be a powerful mystical being who would be lucky to have Ezra to guide and protect them. Shortly before the harassment prevention order was granted in June, the mother stated, Miller arrived at the family's house dressed as a cowboy and attempted to buy horses for the child. 45. No criminal charges were filed and the order was lifted on June 30, 2023. Miller's attorney Marissa Elkins stated that all of the encounters between them and the child were initiated by the mother, that they were never alone with the child and they only interacted twice for a short while in front of other adults. She also denied that Miller had brandished a gun and stated that they had been unable to come to court to defend themselves when the order was issued. 74. Vermont farm incidents. As reported by Rolling Stone, Miller had been housing a mother they met in Hilo, Hawaii, and her 3 young children on Miller's farm in Stamford, Vermont, since mid-April 2022. Multiple sources, including the children's father, alleged that guns and ammunition are easily accessible to the children and that the 1-year-old put a loose bullet in her mouth. The mother claimed that Miller was offering them a shelter from her ex-husband, whom she alleged was abusive. Further claims include assault rifles being propped up on piles of the children's stuffed animals, and heavy marijuana use, with people smoking marijuana in front of the children in rooms without proper ventilation, including a witness stating that he saw Miller blow marijuana smoke in the baby's face and use their arm to waft more smoke in the baby's direction. 45. Rolling Stone also published that Miller has been running a large, unlicensed marijuana cultivation operation. 75. On the weekend of August 6, 2022, Vermont State Police approached Miller's residence and repeatedly attempted to serve the mother an emergency care order that demanded the children's removal from her care and the home over fear for their safety. 76. Police and social workers were unable to locate the children or the mother. Miller told police that the woman and her children do not live there, and had not for the past 2 months. 76. Contradicting Miller, the DCF caseworker, in her affidavit to the court, presented evidence that up until late July 2022, the woman had been regularly posting images on social media that confirmed that she was living with Miller. 76. The Vermont State Attorney's Office stated that Miller's response seemed like an attempt to evade service of the order. 76. Burglary charge. On August 7, 2022, Miller was charged with felony burglary in Stamford, Vermont, stemming from what the police report indicated was theft of bottles of alcohol from a private home in May 2022, according to Vermont State Police. 77. According to the report, Miller was identified by police via video surveillance footage. Miller was due to be arraigned in court on September 26, 2022. 77. A week prior to the planned arraignment date, a representative for Miller stated that the home is owned by a former childhood friend of Miller's and that Miller believed that they were welcome to enter the home to obtain rice wine for cooking. 17. The arraignment was later pushed back to October 17, 2022. 78. Appearing in court remotely on that date, Miller pleaded not guilty to the charges. 79. 80. The next hearing on this case was scheduled for January 13, 2023. 80-81. A day before the scheduled hearing, Miller accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to trespassing, with the burglary and petty larceny charges being dropped. 82. On the day of the hearing, Miller's trespassing plea was approved by the court. 83. Miller was handed 12 months probation by Judge Carrie Ann McDonald Caddy at Bennington County Superior Court, Vermont. Miller told the court they believe they can comply with the stipulations of the one-year probation, which included no contact with the victims, continuing their mental health treatment, random alcohol screenings, and not being convicted of a criminal offense, among others. In 2016, Waterston was cast as Tina Goldstein in the fantasy film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them opposite Eddie Redmayne. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and became a commercial success, grossing $814 million worldwide. Waterston reprised her role in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald in 2018, and had a short part in Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, 2022. In 2017, she starred alongside Fassbender for director Ridley Scott in the science fiction horror film Alien: Covenant. That year she also starred in Steven Soderbergh's comedy drama Logan Lucky and Alfonso Gomez-Rejon's historical drama The Current War. Waterston's next starring roles were in the independent film State Like Sleep, 2018, Mid-90s, 2018, Amundsen, 2019, and The World to Come, 2020. In 2020, she starred in the British-American horror drama series The Third Day alongside Jude Law. In 2022, she joined the cast of the second season of HBO period drama series Perry Mason. 16. Personal life. As of 2017, by her description in interview, Waterston held dual citizenship, 3 British and American. Citation needed. For a number of years she was in a relationship with American playwright Adam Rapp. 1718. His 2011 three-play collection The Hallway Trilogy is dedicated to her. 19. She appeared as Rose Hathaway in Part 1, Rose, in its premiere at the Rattlestick Playwrights Theatre. 20. In November 2018, celebrity media were reporting that Waterston was expecting her first child. 5. She has not made public who the father of her son is. 8. Waterston is a supporter of transgender rights. She has cited her participation in the Fantastic Beasts franchise as a reason for her being so vocal, and has publicly denounced transphobic statements by series creator J.K. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is a 2018 fantasy film directed by David Yates and written by J.K. Rowling. The sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, it is the second installment in the Fantastic Beasts film series and the 10th overall in the Wizarding World franchise. It features an ensemble cast including Eddie Redmayne, Katherine Waterston, Dan Fogler, Alison Sudol, Ezra Miller, Zoe Kravitz, Callum Turner, Claudia Kim, William Nady Lamb, Kevin Guthrie, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp. Set in 1927, it follows Newt Scamander and Albus Dumbledore as they attempt to take down the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald while facing new threats in a more divided wizarding world. A second Fantastic Beasts film was announced in October 2014, and Rowling confirmed in July 2016 that she had completed the script. Depp was cast in November 2016, causing some controversy due to domestic violence allegations made against him. Law signed on in April 2017. Principal photography began in July 2017 at Warner Brothers Studios, Leavesden, in England. Filming also took place in London, Switzerland, and Paris, and wrapped in December 2017. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald premiered in Paris on November 8, 2018, and was released theatrically in the United Kingdom and United States on November 16, 2018, by Warner Brothers Pictures. It grossed $654.9 million worldwide, making it the 10th highest grossing film of 2018. It became the lowest grossing installment of the Wizarding World franchise upon release, which it remained until the release of its sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, in 2022. It received generally mixed reviews from critics, as it was viewed to have been filled with too many characters and overburdened with sequel-dependent details. At the 72nd British Academy Film Awards, The film was nominated for Best Production Design and Best Special Visual Effects. For the sequel, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, was released in April 2022. 5. Plot. In 1927, as the Magical Congress of the United States of America, MACUSA, is transferring the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald to Europe to stand trial, Grindelwald escapes. 3 months later in London, Newt Scamander requests the Ministry of Magic lift his international travel ban. While there, he runs into former Hogwarts classmate Leta Lestrange, the fiancée of his brother, Theseus. The Ministry will grant Newt's request if he agrees to help Theseus locate Credence Barebone, who is in Paris. Newt declines after learning he must work with ruthless bounty hunter Gunnar Grimson. Albus Dumbledore, revealed to have indirectly but intentionally sent Newt to New York, also asks Newt to find Credence, believing Credence is Leta's long-lost half-brother, Corvus Lestrange v. Newt is visited by his American friends Queenie Goldstein and Jacob Kowalski, a non-magical person. Jacob has regained his memories that were erased the previous year. Newt learns that Queenie's sister Tina Goldstein mistakenly believed Newt and Leta were engaged and began seeing someone else. Newt realizes that Queenie enchanted Jacob and came to London to circumvent the marriage ban between wizards and non-magical people. After Newt lifts the enchantment, Jacob refuses to marry Queenie, fearing the consequences she would face. Upset, Queenie leaves to find Tina, who is searching for Credence in Paris. Newt and Jacob follow soon after, using a porte-clés, a magical transport method, to get around Newt's ban on international travel. In Paris, Credence escapes the Circus Arcanus with captive performer Nagini, a woman cursed to transform into a snake permanently. Searching for Credence's birth mother, they locate half-elf servant Ermitugard, who brought him to America for adoption. Grimson, secretly a Grindelwald follower, kills Irma before she reveals who sent her. Tina meets Yusuf Kama, who is also hunting Credence. Newt and Jacob trail Yusuf to Tina, finding her being held hostage. Yusuf also imprisons them, explaining he made an unbreakable vow to kill Corvus Lestrange v. who he believes is Credence. Meanwhile, a distraught Queenie is brought to Grindelwald. Knowing Queenie's abilities, he allows her to leave while manipulating her into joining him through her desire to marry Jacob. Newt and Tina escape from Yusuf and infiltrate the French Ministry of Magic to search for documents confirming Credence's identity, but Leta and Theseus discover them. Newt and Tina reunite after Newt explains he was never engaged to Leta. They go to the Lestrange family tomb and find Yusuf confronting Credence and Nagini. Yusuf reveals that he is carrying out his father, Mustafa's, request to avenge his mother, Lorena. She was kidnapped by Corvus Lestrange for using the Imperious Curse, and died giving birth to Leta, Yusuf's half-sister. Corvus IV remarried and had Corvus V. He sent Corvus V to America for adoption to keep him safe after discovering Yusuf's revenge plot. Leta reveals that she unintentionally caused Corvus V's death. Sailing to America, Leta, unable to stand her baby brother's constant crying, switched her baby brother with another infant, Credence. The ship eventually sank, and Corvus drowned. The group enters a rally of Grindelwald's followers. Jacob is searching for Queenie, who is among the attendees. Grindelwald displays a vision of a future global war, and rails against laws prohibiting wizards from preventing such a tragedy. As Theseus and the Auror surround the rally, Grindelwald prompts his followers to spread his message across Europe. He conjures a ring of blue fire that kills the retreating Aurors and that only his most loyal followers can safely cross. Queenie and Credence cross the fire despite Jacob's and Nagini's protests, while Leta sacrifices herself to allow others to escape. As Grindelwald and his followers depart, the remaining wizards and the immortal alchemist Nicholas